All right, so the accomplishments we've made so far are that the learning strategies have helped the students in many ways. There's lots less frustration happening in the classroom, uh, lots of peer coaching going on. The students are articulating learning and they're understanding to other students, which you'll see in some videos in the next section on the playlist. And there's a lot less interruptions for the teachers. The students are self-regulating. They are solving their own problems. So how do we get the students to take ownership of their progress? In my classroom, I have this tracking form here, and they get this every single week. They set 3 goals for themselves, and it's specifically for their digital contents. The students set goals, they track their progress, and then they reflect weekly on their scores and progress. So I'll do a weekly conference with them and talk about this goal sheet and the progress that they have made throughout the week. So we do a digital content called Lexia. They set a goal for how many units they want to complete in that week, and hopefully they see each day those units going up. And then if there's a time that they're stuck, if they have the same amount of units, they know that they need to use one of those learning strategies to get them unstuck. We do the same thing for Compass and for Zearn. So when I meet with them weekly, we'll talk about those and we'll pick an area to focus on of a way that they're going to grow the following week based on their scores and where their main focus needs to be. Another thing that they track on their form is they record every time they use a learning strategy. And, you know, I've tried really hard to coach them on being specific when they're writing down those learning strategies that they've used. They started off by just saying, I'm stuck on Lexia, or I am stuck on Zearn. So I've kind of coached them on being very specific when it comes to why they've had to use a learning strategy. So maybe they asked an expert. Maybe they were having trouble sorting short U and long U sounds. So on their form, they would write trouble sorting short U and long U sounds versus I'm stuck on Lexia. So they knew what specific skills, and that helps them to articulate what specific skills they're learning. Another way that we have worked on taking ownership of our work is through tracking our weekly reading and spelling tests. And I just kind of started here, and we didn't make it past tracking reading and spelling tests. You know, I eventually would like for them to start tracking their exit tickets for math and so forth, but you know, we've got to start and get really good at one thing before moving on to another. So they would have this tracking our growth mindset form. They'd click on their name, and then it would show them a graph of their reading tests, and they were in charge of tracking their progress. And these yellow boxes here are their goals. So based on the week before, they would set a goal for themselves of what, you know, how many questions they wanted to get right on their reading or their spelling test. And they really loved seeing that bar grow. And then, you know, there were disappointments when, you know, there was a setback, but then they worked to start growing that even more. Another way just to take ownership of their progress and make sure that they're succeeding and celebrating those successes. Next, you're going to see the students actually putting these learning strategies into action. So you're going to see that, you know, this is my real life classroom. You're going to see really, really awesome things, and then you'll also see some bloopers too. So enjoy.